Sa puntong ito, makakausap natin si Justice Undersecretary Jessie Hermogenes Andres. Magandang tanghali po sa inyo, Yusek Andres.
Magandang tanghali, Cheryl, at sa lahat ng ating taga-subaybay. Mabuhay kayo.
Salamat po sa oras, Yusek. Ipinasabpina na po si VP Sara at binigyan na ng 5 araw para humarap sa DOJ. Ano po, Yusek, yung magiging epekto sakaling humarap o hindi siya humarap?
Sa kasalukuyan, nandun sa tanggapan ng Office of the Vice President ang mga agents ng NBI at binibigyan siya ng kopya ng sabpina para humarap sa investigasyon. Bigyan lang natin ng konteksto na napaka-delikado po ng mga binitawang pananalita ng ating Vice Presidente, kaya po nangailangan ng response mula sa gobyerno na gumalaw kaagad. Ang binitawan po niyang salita ay mayroon na siyang nakausap at nakontrata na papatay sa ating Pangulo, First Lady at Speaker of the House. At umuo na daw po ito na hindi titigil hanggat hindi namamatay ang tatlong ito. At it's no joke according to the Vice President. So this is a serious criminal act. It is a threat to national security and the government has to act immediately to protect the President who is a duly elected leader, and it is also a threat to our democracy. Isipin naman po natin na walang halaga ang salita ng isang Vice Presidente na nakadirekta po sa nakaupong Pangulo. Kaya po gumagalaw na po, nag-iimbestiga kami kung sino po yung in-engage niya, kinontrata niya na hired gun or assassin. At malalaman po natin yan sa darating na mga panahon dahil the whole intelligence community is being mobilized to get to the bottom of this.
At sabi nyo nga po kanina ay sa mga oras na ito ay sinaserve na po yung sabpina kay VP Sara?
Tama po yan. Nandun po ang mga ahente ng NBI sa opisina niya. At kapag na-serve po yan, bibigyan po natin ng pagkakataon ng Vice Presidente na humarap. At tanungin po namin kung sino yung tao pong kanyang kinontrata para magsagawa ng itong kriminal na plano na ito laban sa ating Pangulo. At bibigyan po natin siya ng pagkakataon. At we will get to the bottom of this kung sino po yung kinontrata niya na hard killer. Para po we will hold everybody accountable for this criminal acts.
Yusek Andres, may balita po ba kayo sa mga oras na ito mula sa NBI kung personal pong tinanggap or tatanggapin ni VP Sara yung sabpina?
Ako sigurado na tatanggapin ni VP Sara yan dahil nagpahayag naman siya na tatanggapin niya yung sabpina at haharap siya sa NBI. Ang nakakataka lang, sabi niya, sasagutin ko ang lahat ng inyong tanong pero sasagutin din niyo ang tanong ko sa inyo. Pero pabayaan po natin. Let's go through the process. We will give her an opportunity to appear before NBI para po malaman namin yung identity kung sino yung kinontrata niya para gumawa ng pagpatay sa Pangulo at sa First Lady at sa Speaker of the House.
Klaruhin ko lamang po, Yusek Andres, sa NBI po siya magbibigay ng pahayag or haharap po siya sa DOJ?
Sa NBI sa haharap dahil sa ating batas, yung initial investigation, pag merong threat sa life ng Pangulo, ang primary agency to investigate is the National Bureau of Investigation.
Alright.
So dadaan niya sa proseso kung ano ang findings, i-refer po sa DOJ for appropriate action and evaluation. Pero hindi po totoo yung mga paliwanag ng ibang tao na nagsasabi na wala naman daw threat dahil conditional threat lang.
Yun nga po. Ano po ang take nyo on that na sinabing kung, sabi po kasi ni VP Sara, kung may mangyari sa kanya?
There is no such thing as a conditional threat in legal contemplation. A threat is a threat. Hindi nyo pwede pong sabihin na kapag niloko mo ko, papatayin kita. Threat din po yun. Pag hindi ka tumupad sa pangako mo, papatayin kita. Threat din po yun, kahit may condition o wala. And marami pong batas na na-violate dyan, especially because it is addressed to the Chief Executive, yung Pangulo po natin, kung siya nagpapatupad ng batas at siya po nagbibigay ng serbisyo para sa ating mga mamamayan. how can the president now perform his duties to serve and deliver service to the people pag lagi pong may banta sa buhay niya?
Paano
It's a
po,
great disservice po sa bansa natin.
Opo, Yusek Andres, bilang abogado rin po kayo, paano po kung makita or aminin man ni VP Sara na nasabi lang niya yun, wala siya talagang kinausap na assassin about this, dala lamang yun ng kanyang galit or bugso ng damdamin?
Well, all of this will be given due evaluation. Pero ang gusto ko lang ipakita rin yung konteksto na previously, kamakailan, no, October 18, nagbigay din siya ng pahayag na sa galit niya sa presidente, gusto niya pugutin ang ulo ng presidente. Natandaan po ninyo yan dahil sa isang insidente na isang bata, estudyante, humihingi ng relot ng presidente, hindi na pagbigyan ni presidente, nagalit po si Vice President. Ang reaksyon niya, galit na galit ako, gusto kong pugutin ang kanyang ulo. And now, with her own admission that she has already engaged the services of a hired killer, maliwanag po sa sinabi niyan, meron na akong nakausap at pumayag na siya na gawin ito. At it's no joke. We cannot take it lightly. This is a very serious matter that poses a national security problem.
Ayun nga po, kung sakali man na magpahayag siya na hindi yan totoo, na sabi ko lamang yan, may kaso pa rin po ba na pwede pong isampa po sa Vice Presidente? The mere fact na nasabi niya ito, whether seryoso siya, ginagawa niya na or hindi, pero yung mga binanggit niyang salita, may pwede na pong ikaso kay VP Sara?
Alam mo, in every criminal case, may public interest involved and a private offended party. So yung public interest involved dito is because there is a disturbance of the peace, a disturbance of national security, which is the public interest concern. Iba pa ho yung private offended party na tinatakot at pwede naman siyang tumanggap ng apology, but nonetheless, it is a public crime that has to be pursued by the government in order for us to have a government of laws and not for people to take the law into their own hands. Kasi po, pag gumanti kayo sa pag-insidente ng krimen, it is as if you are already taking the law into your own hands. Extrajudicial killing na naman po yan. Ayaw na po natin bumalik sa ganung sistema. Rule of law po, due process ang gagawin natin dito. Maghihintay tayo ng paliwanag. Ngunit ang NBI po hahanapin yung sinasabi niyang hired killer na yan para po hindi matuloy ang panganib sa ating Pangulo.
Base po doon sa, sabi nyo nga, criminal act yung ginawa ng ating Vice Presidente, it's a threat to national security. Ano po ulit yung mga posibleng kaharapin na kaso ni VP Sara?
Well, without saying that we have prejudged the case, we will investigate fully all angles. Yung grave threat po na pagbamanta sa buhay ng isang tao, criminal act po yun. Whether it is directed against an ordinary person, but with more reason against the sitting president of our country. Yung sedition po is also a consideration because it is trying to put an act of hatred and harm to a public official. And part po yan ng elemento ng sedition. And exactly this is what is being threatened to be done against the sitting president, inflicting harm on a public official. And all of this is preventing the president from fully performing his duties. Kaya po maaring sedition din yan. At there are other graver offenses which I cannot disclose at this time, but we are fully investigating. Pag makuha ho natin lahat ng intelligence information, if this plot is really brewing and there are more people, co-conspirators in this plot, we will hold them accountable within the legal processes.
Opo. Yusek Andres, sakali man, sabi nyo, although sabi nyo po na naniniwala kayo na makikipag-cooperate at haharap at magbibigay ng statement si VP Sara sa NBI just in case po, na hindi siya makipag-cooperate, wala tayong nakuhang ibang detalye. At ang
Oo.
ating tanging pagbabasihan ay yung video po na lumabas. Niya, threatening the President, the First Lady, or yung may plano nga siya, and the House Speaker. Yung bang video alone, that video alone, ay meron ng pwedeng ikaso sa kanya?
Napakagandang punto niyan. In evidence, the admission of a person is admissible against him or her. And there is no further proof needed if the admission is already coming from the accused. But here, the Vice President actually admitted. That's why we refer to her as the self-confessed mastermind. Because no one was asking her. She voluntarily declared herself to be the one who induced the person to commit this criminal act. Sabi niya, may kinausap na ako at gagawin niya ito at siniguro niya na tutuloy-tuloyin. At it is not a joke. So by that admission, it is an admission against interest of her culpability, and that is admissible in court. And kami naman, we will not rely solely on that. We will have independent evidence to fortify the case and to make it stronger. And if the evidence warrants, we will file the appropriate case in court.
Sakali man po, parang lumalabas dito, if hindi siya cooperate at magbigay ng pahayag at pabayaan niya na gumulong yung inyong sariling investigasyon at ang pagbasihan lamang ay yung video, ay to her disadvantage yun.
Absolutely. Because there is a chance for her to explain the context within which she gave the statement, and it will be taken into account. To our mind, we will give her the opportunity, but after due process is observed, we will do what we have to do because we are a government of laws. We have to make sure that the rule of law will prevail, and if there is any violation of the law, kahit tumataas or na opisyales o ordinaryong tao, kailangan po natin ipatupad ang batas. Hindi po pwedeng extrajudicial killing, hindi po pwedeng vigilante style na vendetta. It has to go to the legal process. Sana po maintindihan ng ating taong bayan, wala pong personal na iniisip ang Department of Justice sa bagay na ito. But we have a duty to perform to maintain peace and order and security in our country by following the processes outlined in the law.
At base po doon, ay sabi niyo po kanina, ano po bang pinakamabigat na pwedeng ikaso po kay VP Sara? Yung grave threat po ba?
Well, I do not want to give a specific pronouncement on the gravest offense, but be assured that all angles are being looked at, and even offenses graver than sedition is a possibility.
Okay. Pag po grave threat, ano po ang nun? Sabi niyo po criminal po ito, no? Criminal case?
Correct.
Yung sedition
Correct.
po,
Grave-
Attorney
grave-
Yusek.
Grave threat is a criminal offense whereby a person will threaten physical harm to an individual or a family or relatives of an individual. At nasa revised penal code po natin yan na pinaparusahan yan. At on top of this, yung sedition is a possibility because if the actions are directed against the Chief Executive sa ating Pangulo.
Then again, sabi niyo nga po ay patuloy kayong magsasagawa ng sariling investigasyon ang ating pamahalaan on this. And sa mga oras na ito, sinaserve na po yung subpoena. And after serving the subpoena, ano pong next doon na Yusek Andres?
The subpoena will be served, and if she refuses to receive the subpoena, there is still a criminal offense of obstruction of justice under our revised penal code that we can hold her accountable. But nonetheless, based on the evidence that we will gather, and the NBI is pursuing this together with the law enforcement agents, including the Philippine National Police, once we have gathered sufficient evidence and we have identified the hired killer, then we will file the appropriate case in court in due time.
Paano po kung wala tayong mahanap na hired killer?
Well, the intelligence community is being engaged presently. You will be surprised that there is no secret that the intelligence community can provide the necessary information, leads, because maliit lang po ang mundo. Kung tinupan mo yung mga hard killer na yan, hindi po alien yan sa radar ng kapulisan at ng NBI at ng intelligence community. And we will get to the bottom of this because the DOJ has now changed its policy. Hindi ko kami magpapile ng mahinang kaso. Kapag kami po ay nag-file ng kaso, solid po dapat at may sufficienting ebidensya bago isalang sa korte.
May panghuli na lang po, may pauna na po ba kayong balita or lead or may filler na po na totoo nga, meron nga talagang nakausap si VP Sara?
Well, there is a principle in law, res ipsa loquitur. The thing speaks for itself. The manner by which the Vice President made that declaration is very believable. She called a person and she contacted a person and she convinced that person to do the criminal act and make sure it is done to the end. Hanggat hindi daw natatapos silang tatlo, napapatay silang tatlo, wag siyang titigil. And when the Vice President asked that person, she said yes. Was the Vice President just hallucinating? No. She was saying things which are based on past acts that she committed. Ganon po yung pananaw ko doon sa the way she was saying it. No joke, no joke. I'm just taking her words at face value, plus the context that I stated that previously she had intentions of cutting off the head of the president. So we have to put all of these contemporaneous acts together in understanding the context where she gave the statement na papapatay niya ang Pangulo at ang dalawang mataas na opisyalis.
Marami pong salamat sa inyong oras, DOJ Undersecretary Jessie Hermogenes Andres.